Hey everybody, this is Sue Craig, your Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in the United States, and today I have a really fancy card, but it's quite easy to make. This is the card we're going to make. This one is a Christmas version, and the one that we're going to make is just for everyday card sending. We're going to be using sentiments from Peaceful Moments, and I really like the sentiments in here. Unfortunately, I have to make a sympathy card, so I'll be using the stamps from this set. We're also going to be using the Build a Wreath or Wreath Builder die set. That's what I used to cut out the wreath today. You're going to need, let's start down here at the bottom, a 4x11 piece of cardstock, and you're going to score it at 2 inches and 3 3/4, and you're going to flip it around, score it at 2 inches and 3 3/4. Easy. The next piece you're going to need is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. This will be our card base that this will sit on. You're also going to need the front of the card. I'm going to bring this back so you can see kind of what we're working with here. I chose to use Pretty Peacock 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. The white fur on top of it, 3 1/2 by 3 1/2. We're going to need for the inside 3 1/4 by 3 3/4, and then we're going to need 2 pieces of Designer Series paper, and these will be 7/8. You're also going to need some type of flower. I did that in soft sea foam, and here are the pieces I cut from the Wreath Builder. I have navy and Pretty Peacock. Then what I have is one of the beaded pearls. Now these are retiring in January, so get them while you can. They're very inexpensive. So let's get started with our card. We're going to take the 4x11 piece of cardstock, and we're going to fold it. The easiest way to fold it is to take the end piece, fold it down so it's away from you, end piece, fold it down so it's away from you, and then the next two you're going to fold up towards you, up towards you, and now you have the folds in your card. And sometimes these folds, because of the scoring, don't really line up, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to adjust it just a little bit. Now we're going to take our 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inch piece of cardstock, and we're going to add the Designer Series paper to that. And you'll just give it a nice border on each side. I'll use some adhesive. I like to turn my paper sideways when I'm working. Okay. And I like to bring it closer to me. I'm trying to look at these and see how they're going to go, but I guess it doesn't matter. All right. This piece is going to end up going inside here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some adhesive on this area in the middle. And I find it easier to fold this so this is up out of the way. And then I can center this. It goes to the edge on the top and the bottom, and then you can center it so that we're going to put this piece on now, and what I want to do is I want to center it top to bottom and side to side. Okay, so we're going to set this aside, and now we're going to take our wreath. We have our pieces for our wreath. This is the inside piece, so I'm going to put it with the card. And now we're going to take these pieces, and I'm not going to attach this yet. What I want to do is I want to set my wreath on here, and you can decide what you like best. If you like this set down first with the leaves on top, or the other way around. Let's see here. There's the leaves first, and then this set on top. I personally feel that when I do it this way, the leaves get covered up, so I like to put the leaves on top. But before I do, what I want to figure out is where this wreath is going to go. So that I know where I'm going to put my sentiment. And like I said, we're going to do a sympathy, and this is one of the in colors, Just Jade. And we're going to stamp this right in the center. While we have the ink out, we can do the sentiment for the inside. I really like the lettering on that. Alright, we'll let that dry. Now we can attach the front to the back. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put a little bit of glue on this. So I want to take my mat here, and I'm going to do, I think I'll do both of them. You can see on the back here there's a ring that goes around, so you can put glue on that, or you can just put dots of glue on some of the leaves. It's really a small area. Another thing you could do would be to dip your sponge into liquid glue and then dab it with the sponge. So just different ways to add it. I don't like to put it all over these pieces because I like to see some of them raised up a little bit. I don't want a completely flat card. So we'll take this and put it back on there. Press down. Pick up the leaves. Press down. we're going to add our pretty beaded pearls there. And that's going to go on our flower. Wherever it is. I'm going to add a glue dot to this and then place it on our flower. And then I'm going to add another glue dot to the back and add this to my wreath. And you can decide where you want to add this. You can see in my original I have it on the side, but today I think I want to put it at the bottom. And I kind of decided that because it looked a little bit empty down there. The next thing I want to do is to take some blue adhesive back gems, and I want to add these around the wreath. I'm going to use these that have kind of a bluish green look to it. So I'm going to put one at the top. I thought of this as a clock. So 9 o'clock and 3 o'clock. And then I'll take the light blue ones here and I'll fill in between those. So between here and the first one. Here and the next one. Here and the next one. There we go. Next we're going to put our greeting inside. So we'll turn this over and use our Stampin' Seal. The Stampin' Seal works a little different than the tape that we had before. You need to, and we're used to going like this with our hand, and we need to move it up at more of an angle. So there's a little bit of a learning curve with that. So we'll add our inside sentiment. Now, for this part, it will only go on the left side of our card. So what I want to do is I want to close both of those doors, and now I'm looking to see that it's centered. You have a nice edge all the way around. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to flip this over and do the same thing. Now I can see where the left side is, and I can see where I'm going to add my adhesive. Remember, we don't want to go on the right hand side. So I'm just going to do a couple strips of adhesive on the left side. So we'll lay this down, and I like to take the corners of my paper when I'm trying to add it to something and try to get equal parts here. Nice frame around it. Alright, and we just double check to make sure there's no adhesive on the back, and woohoo, we don't have any adhesive. Okay, so that's our card for today. I hope you give it a try, and thanks for watching.